So someone type in, we good? We're good. If
Yeah,
I,
we're good.
shit, did I close the tab? Oh no, what did I do? Oh no, what have I done? Oh wait, no, there we go. Okay.
Disaster.
We're good. Oh, you're back
It's
from
like
a
there's
hackathon?
lost stuff.
Awesome. So that, oh, there we go. There's the homework. What headphones are these? These are Sennheiser PC350s. I have RHA 20i or T20Is for the bus. Okay, so for those that need some reminder, so we talked about dictionaries last time, and the question was, or the homework was to write code to print the number of times each word appears in a string. So, for example, this string here, A, B, C, D, would print like A7, B1, C1, and D1. So we talked about dictionaries, and of course, I told you about how spring dot split works. Cool. So let's talk. Let's go over somebody's homework. So let me copy and paste it into here. So I'll just run their code, and you can see they print the same way: A7, B1, C1, D1. And I will paste a link so you can all follow along, and let's talk about this. All right. So there's the homework link. Exponential time. Why would you do it in exponential time?
Because you can. Why
It's like
would we go?
you
Why
can
would
do
humans
it
go
in
to the moon,
infinite
Thomas?
time if you wanted to, but that's stupid.
Well, actually, that's an interesting. Like, you have to do it in infinite time, but it has to actually theoretically work.
Wait, what?
So, how do you deal with an infinite time, but know that it will eventually work?
You don't. Like it's not like there are like algorithms that aren't guaranteed to terminate.
Oh, you just do it like, that's. Oh, okay.
There are
You could use
similar
it.
things duplicity, but I don't know if there's like multi-sets exactly in Python. There may be in Python 3. I don't know. Okay, so this code comes to us courtesy of Wolf Darrigan. So thank you, Wolf. Um, cool. So let's walk through it. And actually, I have a little more room than I realized. Hold on a second. Let me make this window bigger.
Halting problem.
Bam. Okay, so let's go through this code. So Wolf Darrigan, and thank you for letting me use your name. So there's a counter thing that kind of does something similar, which I suppose you could have used for this, but whatever. Okay, so Wolf Darrigan, let's see what the code does. Let's ignore these functions first. I like to go in kind of a top-down thing, so like to look at like the topmost layer of code and then kind of dive in as I work down. Other people prefer to go bottom-up, so like they would look at each function first and then kind of get the whole, and then look at the whole picture together. It's personal preference, whatever kind of works for you. Personally, for me, top-down works. So let's do that. Okay, so we do example. We kind of showed the example string. Somebody's echoing Woodar. I think that's you.
Is that me?
Maybe. So we call word count on our example string, and then we pass the results to alphadict. So let's figure out what this does. So what does word count do? So word count, we create an empty dictionary. So this is how you kind of create an empty dictionary. And then for the word and string dot split, so remember split is the way we can go from, here I'll just show you in the REPL. So a equals, oops, and then if you do a dot split, remember it kind of splits it into this list for us, so we can iterate through it. So for every word in string dot split, so essentially the first time we go through the loop, it's going to be A. Then the next time it's going to be B, and then C, and then D, and then A. So this A, and then 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 that A, and then it's going to terminate. So here's what we do. So for every word in the string, or in the split string, so if the word is not in word, so essentially if this key doesn't exist, so this is a fancy way of, the kind of canonical way, I shouldn't say fancy, but the canonical way of seeing if a key exists in a dictionary. So if we haven't seen the word yet, essentially if we don't have it in our dictionary, add it to our dictionary. So remember, this is how you can add something to the dictionary. So words, and then the word, which is this, equals 1, because this is the first time we've seen it. If we have seen it already, Then we take words, subword, and we add one to it, right? So we do that for everything in the word, for everything in the list of words, and then we return our dictionary. So let's comment this out for a second, and let's just do print word count example to see what we've built. And I'll go ahead and print run it. So you can see this is the dictionary we've built. A has a count of 7, C has a count of 1, B has a count of 1, and D has a count of 1. We can actually break that down a little bit further. Let's actually do this. Let's print, every time we go through the loop, let's print our dictionary. This is going to produce a bit of...
Oh, are you doing the poor man's debugging?
You know what? I should actually talk about... Oh wait, what am I doing? I was going to say I should talk about PDB. Maybe I will tonight. I don't know, we'll see. So we have to actually count word count example. Alright, so let's just print out the dictionary every step of the way. So first we start with our empty dictionary, then we go through the A, right? The first A, which is, again, I'm pointing at the screen. So we go through the first A and we add it to the dictionary, which we go through this part of the loop, right? Because we haven't seen the A yet. Then we go through the loop again. Now we're on this B. Again, we haven't seen a B before. So we add it to the dictionary. So now our dictionary is A and then B. Then we go through the C. Then again, we haven't seen a C, so we add it to the dictionary with a value of 1. So we have A, C, and B in our dictionary. Remember, dictionaries don't have an order to them. So now we go through D. Again, we haven't seen it before, so now we add D to our dictionary. Now we go through again. We're on this A. So yeah, we've seen this before. So we go to this branch where we add 1 to the A. So you can see now A is 2. And then we repeat this process until we've completed everything. Okay, so does that make sense on how for how word count works? Does everyone kind of understand this block of code? I'll give you like a couple seconds, 30 seconds or so, to let me know if you have any questions.
If dictionaries aren't ordered, if you run this again, are you going to have is it going to be ordered A, C, B, D?
So let's find out.
A second time?
So I will print the dictionary. Let's find out. So the order we get is... Oh god, what happened to you? No, why aren't you running? Oh no. My example broke it.
Yeah, Ripple.
Alright, there we go.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
Print word count example. Alright, let's try that again. So yeah, our order is A, C, B, D. If we run it again, we get A, C, B, D. If we run it again, we get A, C, B, D. Essentially, the order... Okay, so in kind of the lingo, we say it's undefined. And by that, we mean, like, there's an order to it. I mean, the order happens to be A, C, B, D. But it's probably not what you're going to be expected, and the order is not guaranteed to be the same. Like in this implementation, it just happens to be the same because of the way it works, but it's not guaranteed to be that way. So if you write code that depends on the ordering of the dictionary, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay.
Good to know.
So I'm gonna assume that there are no questions on how word count works, because I haven't seen any. So now we're gonna talk about alphadict. So what is alphadict? Alphadict, what does that do? So we take this map that we got back from word count. So I'm going to delete this line, uncomment this, and we pass it to alphadict. So what does this do? So we do, the first line is keys equals dictionary.keys. Well, what the hell does that do? So let's make our little dictionary here. So we'll just call it dictionary. And ARY equals, oh yeah, like in a, alright, so now if we do dictionary, we have that. So, okay, what does keys do? .keys gives us the list of the keys. Well, that's kind of nice. Notice it's in an order that happens to match, but it's not defined. Wolfdurgan, it is most likely in some implementations it will be ordered based on the hash. Yeah, so it's... Okay, So I'm going to answer Wolf Darrigan's question. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about how this works. If you don't understand it, that's okay for now. So essentially, there's, right, like, yeah, you hash the key, but then you have to do modulus based on how many buckets you have to store all the data in. So if the buckets get reshifted, because if your load factor gets too big, like, everything will get rearranged, right? So the order may change. So you're not... So yeah, it's ordered based on the hash, but if you did like sort based on the hash and then the order, it is in the dictionary, those aren't necessarily likely to match up. So that's the answer to that. Okay. If you didn't understand that, don't worry about it. We will maybe talk about the inner workings of dictionaries and how like this actually works one of these days. So don't worry. If you did get it, I hope that answer made sense.
It just works.
Nanthelis, that's basically what you do. You make more buckets and you just re-put everything into it. Okay. So dictionary.keys. So what this line here, this just gets a list of all the keys. That's pretty simple. And then we do keys.sort. So what that does is, remember, this order is not guaranteed. So if we do, let's see, keys equals dictionary.keys. So we do keys, we have the list. If we do keys.sort, that doesn't actually return anything, but if we print the keys again, now you'll notice they're in sorted order. I believe what I remember saying was the order wasn't required, but for like extra credit, you can print out in sorted order, which is what Wolf Darrigan did. So now for every key in our list of keys, we print the key. So we print, what the word is, and then a colon, a little bit of nice output formatting, and then dictionary subkey. So we print out the value. And that is what we get. So any questions on how alpha dict works? What's up, eval plays? Alright, so any questions on that? Are we talking about the axiom of choice? What has happened? Yes, correct, Nanthelis. The keys function returns a list of the keys in the dictionary. Why are there spaces between the key and the colon? Like, you mean this?
Oh my god.
Oh, you mean here. Because a comma... Actually, we are going to talk about that today, Wolf Darrigan. We are going to talk about that today. So don't you worry, this will all be answered why there's a space here.
Teacher planted the student.
Is there any way to sort them without making a list of the keys? So what you could have done, if Wolf Darrigan wanted to make this a little more succinct, instead of putting these two lines here, you could have done something for key in dictionary.keys. Sorry. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work because sort doesn't actually return anything. I think there's a way to sort and generate a new list, but I don't remember. Is there a way to sort? There might be. If there is, I don't know it off the top of my head. Let me do a quick search. Oh, okay, it's sorted, right? So sorted, let me see. Okay, yeah, so you can do, for key in sorted dictionary.keys. So you can do something like that, because sorted returns a new list. Is this an exponential or linear algorithm?
Don't tell them. They can figure it out themselves.
Harsha, you can tell me. Harsha, you tell me. What do you think this is? Do you think this is exponential time or linear time? Yeah, I know, Jim Bob.
Constant time.
Okay, so any questions on that? So the reason I picked Wolf Darrigan's homework was it was easy to read, it was super succinct. I thought the naming choices were pretty good for how Wolf Darrigan named all the functions. I thought the function breakdown was really good. Like, it made total sense to have a function that builds the dictionary and then a function to print out the dictionary in sorted order. I thought that was great. So yeah, well done. I mean, a lot of people did it well. If you sent me homework, I sent you some stuff back about, what I thought about your code. Pretty much a lot of people did it well. Some people had a few troubles and a few bits of questions, which I hopefully answered for you. If you didn't, feel free to Twitch message me back with those more questions, and I will try and clarify for you. Does anyone have any questions on the homework? looks linear. You are...
No. Why does it look linear? Give me reason. Give me logic.
I will tell you, it is not linear. Did you think
Don't
it was
help them.
linear, Wodar?
No.
Wodar, you should message me in Discord what it is then.
I mean, all that matters is that. It's
Wodar,
not
what is it?
I'm not going to help.
Yeah, if you're
I'll
gonna call
message you
people out in my
Discord.
chat, you gotta back it up. What is it?
How many times do you go through this?
It's quadratic.
Quadratic.
Okay. So Harsha, it does have a single loop, but remember this: you're sorting the list. Sorting is not free. Yeah, sorting is I don't know exactly what sorting algorithm Python uses, but it's probably n log n.
Well, I can tell you it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, we
We haven't talked about
Wait.
asymptotic growth and like linear time versus constant time versus like n
Yeah.
log n and log n and all that stuff.
Yeah, because I used the sort thing for my homework, and it's pretty damn quick at sorting even pretty huge.
So
text.
Lilomar, there are actually linear sorts. Bucket sorts are linear. It is true. It's proven that any comparison sort, I think, well, the fastest could be is n log n, but bucket sort is not a comparison sort. So let me go find bucket sort real quick. Oh, that's right. Sorted uses Tim sort. That's right. I should have known that. It's a friend of mine named Tim. Loves that fact. All right. So no more questions on the homework? Yeah. Thank you, Jim Bob, for the Tim sort algorithm. Yeah, I love the Tim sort's such a really cool algorithm. I really, really like it. It's a really, really cool algorithm. I mean, we haven't talked about like different sorting algorithms and stuff like that, like bubble sort, insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort, heap sort, BOGO sort. BOGO sort is a good example of
Random sort.
yeah, so many ways of sorting algorithms. All right, so I'm going to assume there's no more questions on the homework, so let us move on. Okay, so today we are, for right now, somebody mentioned it at the end of last class, but we're going to talk about tuples. So tuples are super easy. Basically, they are very, very similar to lists. So let's talk about them. So lists, remember, let me make this bigger so we can go over here. So so sum list equals, yep, radix sort is definitely good. Everyone loves a radix sort. So sum list, I don't know, what should I make a list of? Tune or somebody? Alright, list, did I do a list of movies? Alright, list of games I can see from my shelf. So games, what games can I see on my shelf? I can see Mirror's, yeah, I can see Mirror's Edge. I can
see the edge of it.
I can see Dance Central.
That's...
I can see... Oh god, I'm getting old. I can't read anything anymore. I can see Forza. Whoops, forgot the quote. I can see... Okami. Alright, we'll do...
Okami.
We'll do...
Okami?
Yeah, we'll do one more. And I can see Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Good list of games.
Yeah, well, those are the ones
Oh
I can
my
see
god.
from my shelf. Alright, so here's my list of games. You know how to do that, right? I can do games dot, I can do sorted games, so I can see what the list looks like in sorted order, right? So this is alphabetical. I can get, you know, the first element, or which is sub-0, or like the element numbered 0. I can get the last one. You've all seen this before, right? This is not surprising to anyone at this point. I can also change games, so I can say game sub 2 equals, what's another game I can see? I can see... God, I can't read these anymore. Oh my god, I'm getting old. I can see Gunstringer. Oh god. There we go. And now, of course, if I print the games out again, this one has been replaced with Gunstringer. Because I guess
this one.
So there you go. All right, this is Alpha. I can't see that. I don't have a copy of it on my shelf over there. Okay, so this has surprised nobody, right? I'm going to assume this has surprised nobody because we've talked about lists a ton. My echo just heard me say, I don't know what.
It's the gun stringer. But
Details.
And then I can also like delete things from the list. So if I do delete like del, games 0, that deletes the first element of the list and moves everything up. Right? This is no surprise. No surprise. I was like, man, I'm not naming any like PS4 games. Like, oh yeah, all my PS4 games are digital.
Yeah.
So that
Who buys
there you go.
discs anymore?
Yeah, who buys physical media? Hey man, I worked for many years making physical media happen.
Physical.
Nope. Okay, so tuples. So tuples are just like lists with one major difference. You
There's
can't.
two of them?
No, you can't change them at all.
What?
You can't change them. So the way you declare a tuple is instead of using the square brackets for like lists, you use parentheses. So let's make a tuple. And so for those that are asking, it's spelled Tuple.
tuple.
Tuple. It's tuple, tuple, I don't know. And argue over that. It's pronounced GIF, but I don't know how to pronounce tuple. So let's make a tuple, shall we? So let's see. Things on my desk. And this is going to be a tuple. Let's see. What do I have? I have a glass. I have cough drops. I have a screwdriver. I have a controller. And I have speakers.
Oh, quintuple.
So
Tuple.
Oh,
I'm
tuple?
pronouncing it wrong. Oh, it is like the suffix for quintuple. All right, sorry. Tuple. My bad. Okay, so of course, if I do things on my desk, it will echo it out. And if I do, 0, it'll show the glass. If I show 1, like just like lists. But now, if I try and reassign it, so if I have things on my desk too, I have I have coffee on my desk. It's going to complain. It's going to say, the tuple item, or tuple, it's been ingrained in my head now, so there you go. So it's going to say, tuple object does not support item assignments. Basically say, like, I can't change tuples, so sorry, not sorry. So there you go. That's basically tuples. Like I
So
said,
what is the advantage? Is it faster than lists to access, or?
there's a little bit of safety around them.
And that you can't change them by accident.
And that you can't change them by accident.
Or nefariously.
It's kind of nice to use them as like a single kind of set of data, right? So like, if you're talking about like a coordinate, right? Like an x and y point, like you have an x value and you have a y value, right? You generally don't want to change one without the other. So like a tuple might be good there, right?
Okay.
Let's see. So anytime. Okay. So actually, let's see. Let's go back to this. So actually, anytime that you. Yes, that is true, Lila Mars. Tuples can be used as keys to a dictionary. So remember how somebody asked about, like, when you had a comma. It's like, we did print A, comma B, comma C, right? And then Wolf Darrigan asked, why are there spaces here? So what this is actually doing in Python, if you don't put the parentheses, you just kind of comma separate a bunch of things, it will automatically make that a tuple for you. So that's really what you're doing. Oh, fuck. Okay, so like you can do cool things, like you can return tuples from functions. You can basically anywhere where you would use a list, you can use a tuple, of course, unless you're trying to change it. So going back to this, if you wanted to make no space, you can do a plus there instead. So if you do A plus B plus C like this, you go A, B, C, and there's no spaces. So there you go. Right. Yeah, so what happened there when I typed in yeah, Python is really nice. And it's going to be like, oh, you want to see the nice tuple printed. That's cool. What did you do? Oh, some tabulation things going on. All right. So, any questions about tuples in the homework?
In the homework?
I mean, sorry, not in the homework. About tuples or tuples or whatever.
Who the heck chose that name?
I don't know.
Some guy named Tuple?
Latin?
Yeah, Jonathan Tuple.
Yeah.
John Tuple.
It comes from
Greek.
math.
Yeah.
Now, why are they
sounds
called tuples
math-based.
in math? I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably could
Okay.
tell you that.
Looks
Oh,
like,
I
looks
just
like
looked it up.
Wikipedia.
I just looked it up. Yeah, Wikipedia. Oh, it's because you have single, double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, septuple. So like they're
But
all.
why is
I
it?
guess that's
Why
why.
is it two?
I don't know.
What's the two-ness of a tuple?
What is the I actually don't know what the underlying data structure they use. I assume they're somewhat similar to arrays. Like, it's just a block of memory, but I don't actually know for sure. What's the difference between a list and a tuple? The difference is you can modify lists, but tuples, once you define them, it's like that forever. So let's see. Oh, this doesn't do tab complete.
But yeah, tuple is not about two.
Oh,
Actually, though, is the thing you're missing.
was
I
that?
think like in tuples.
Yeah.
What now?
So let's see. So if I just call
Like
it,
quintuple, right?
Yeah. Okay.
people-
That has nothing to do with two, right?
Okay. It's just inniness.
Oh my god, bubble sorting.
So Wolf
Oh.
Darrigan, Nanthelus, and then who else is in Wodar 9? Okay. So like if I try to do, like I said, if I try in chat, remember how you can do like dot append and then Lomar 25? Like that's not going to work. It's like I don't know what append is. You know how we showed we can delete things like del people in chat, 1. That's not going to work. It's like doesn't support item deletion. So there you go. Once they are created, they are set in stone. You can't change them at all.
I like how you spelled Nanthelus' name wrong.
Oh, whoops! Sorry, Nanthelus. It's like that forever. It's a tuple.
Not in the lab.
Yeah, generally. Yeah, Python 2 does not support named tuples. Python 3 does. Oh, thank you, Lilomar. Is it Lilomar?
Lilomar?
Lilomar? I don't know. I'm
Lilo?
so bad at pronouncing names, it just doesn't even
Lilo
matter.
and Stitch?
Alright, let's try and delete Nanthelus. I just tried to. It didn't work. Alright. So, any questions on tuples before I move on to the next thing? Yeah, named tuples are really nice, but unfortunately Python doesn't have them. Short for Little Omar. Alright, cool. So does Little Omar.
Lil Omar.
Little Omar.
Aww.
Pronounce it as I will. I will. I will pronounce as I will.
Well, now that I know that it's Lil Omar.
Now
Lil Omar.
your name
Bless
is
you.
Jiff.
My name is Jeff.
Like Lil Omar is now Jiff.
Lilo Mars? What is this?
Jiffy Lou?
What is this?
Lil Omar. I don't know.
Wait, is Omar the name of the character from Pikmin?
Yeah.
It is?
Hmm.
Nice.
Or Olimar. Olimar. It's
Oh,
like
it's
Olimar.
Olimar, right.
Olimar.
Olimar. Very good.
Very common name.
Very common name. Well, Okay. So I'm seeing no questions on tuples anymore. Okay, so now let's do an exercise, because we've talked about a lot of things over kind of the last couple weeks. So let's do a programming challenge, shall we?
Woo!
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
All
Can I
right,
solve it in the most ridiculous way possible?
if you want. All right, so let's see. In Python, I want... Okay, so in Python, I want you to write a function that takes a list of numbers and returns the sum of all of the numbers.
Sum of what? All the numbers?
All the numbers, yeah. So, taking a list of numbers, sum them all, and return the result. Write it, and then remember you can do the little save button and then paste that link in chat. It should be easy, but we're going to do some little challenges.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, BOGO sort. That is also not guaranteed to contact me at.
But I mean, like, it can finish a sort in like just one cycle, man. How can it not be good?
Alright, let's see. Nanthelis is first. Why can't I see any code from Nanthelis? What is up with this?
I see code from Nintellus.
Oh, I do. There we go. Okay. Nice job, Nanthelis. Let's see. Jim Bob. Damn it, Jim Bob. Clearly, Jim Bob is very good. Yeah, Jim Bob and Wolf Derrigan did the same thing. Yep, some people will realize that there are built-in functions for some, you jerks. Nice job, though. Alright, I want you to write me a function that will take in a list of numbers and return the third largest number.
Ooh.
Nice, Stalin. Yeah, if you try to name it some, well, anyway. So, third largest. Let's return the third largest number. This one may take a little thought. But hopefully not too much. Remember about that sorted thing. Also, would I use the wrong log?
But no, what? No, there was no wrong log. Every old log is assumed to be natural log unless said otherwise. Hummus.
Yeah, well, it's not natural log, buddy.
Fuck, it was it log base. What are you using in your computer science nonsense?
Log base 2?
Log base 2, right?
Yeah, log base
No,
2.
the more correct is natural log. Natural log is always the correct answer.
Sure, Woodar. Alright. Yes, third largest is taking people a little while longer. I'm happy. Just relax and stretch now and drink my coffee. Alright, I see one from Wolf Derrigan. Let's take a look. Oops. Yeah, well that's... Okay, you can assume that the list will always have 3 elements in it, at least. Infinite... What? Trevor, I don't know what your code is supposed to be doing, because infinity is not a thing. Oh, in the list. Unless you're like third largest number. Ha 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 ha. Third largest number in the list. Okay, so let's see. Wolf Derrigan has a pretty good solution. I like it. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, I know. I got it. I got it. Third largest number. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, basically we sort the list and then we return the 1/3 from the end. Now, I have a question. Actually, no. I'm going to save that one for homework. Never mind. That's going to be homework. All right. So
Two-part homework.
yeah, it's going to be 2-part homework then. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Well, we've talked about a lot of stuff in this class. We've talked about, variables. We've talked about printing things. We've talked about lists. We've talked about dictionaries. We've talked about tuples. We've talked about functions. We talked about loops, right? So we talked about for loops and while loops and like all those things. So does anyone have any questions on things? Like I want to do like a little bit of review. Does anyone have any questions on things we've covered so far? Because next week we're going to talk about some really interesting stuff, and you really need to have the you're going to have a pretty decent solid foundation. So abnormium, that could work. So yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's in a good, solid place. We talked about the basics. Next week we're going to talk about some cool stuff, but we need to, like I said, we need to have a good foundation to build on. So if you have any questions about things we've talked about, now's your time. Yes, Nanthelis, next week is going to be about classes. I'm not going to go like super in deep on OO, but we're certainly going to talk about classes. Oh, tell me about it, Harsha. I've been switching between Python and Scala and Java, so it's just like I'm throwing semicolon everywhere, and I'm throwing, I'm trying to remember, okay, sorting is this way and this, and then, oh god, it's just, everything is getting bobbled in my head for like the last couple weeks. And then I'm going to try lumberyards, and it's going to be like C++, and now, oh god. Yeah, Valiant. Not necessarily. Tuples. The immutability of tuples is language dependent, and of course, Jim Bob mentions that. When will we talk about Big O? Probably not for a while, because I have a plan of what I want to do. Yeah, sorry, Lillamar. I've never. Yeah, I'm like, I throw semicolons in Python, I'm throwing semicolons in Scala. Will it be covering regex? Probably not, but like if you want me to talk about regex, I can talk about regex. As long as we don't talk about, like, oh god, fucking regex, man. I do regex. What are you talking about? Regex is cool. Regex is neato.
Is it the bee's knees? Is it keen?
What, regex?
I don't know. You said neato.
Oh.
Just use another
Nice.
slang.
Yeah, well, regex basically is its own language. Is regex Turing? I don't want to know. Someone don't look up and tell me if regex is Turing complete, because I don't want to know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me either way. Like, to learn that regex is Turing complete, I'd be like, oh, that's not surprising. Porteous, I can talk about regex at the end. All the special characters? Yeah. I mean, I just always look. I have to have a list of them when I look, because, I mean, it's like, I know /D for, decimals, and /W for word characters, and I got /S for white space. Other than that, I don't know. Regex isn't Turing complete. I guess I should be happy about that. Like, part of me is a little disappointed.
Made by a person who hates words.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that's true. That is true, duplicity. I don't know. There's like shit with backward. Like, somebody wrote a regex to determine if a number is prime. Like, that's cool. Like, holy shit. You should go look that up, because that's really fascinating. Alright, so any questions on what we've talked about? Because if not, I'm going to talk about homework, which is going to be a little different this week. Well, I'm going to have kind of normally homework, and then I'm going to have a special thing that is basically something you're going to need to do before class next week if you want to follow along. I did that, Wodar. So like a point right in space, like if you have an XY point, you could represent that as tuples, so that way you can guarantee like they won't change. It's basically kind of a poor man's struct, kind of, if you want to do something like that. We'll talk a little bit more about tuples and their uses and stuff next week when we talk about classes. But like if I wanted to represent, I don't know. You know, like a person's name, right? If I had like somebody's name and I want to do like first name, last name, yep, there you go. God damn,
But
duplicity
you just
on fire.
classes though.
Yeah, but you know, they're easy. Yeah, so coordinates I mentioned, first name, last name, another good example. Kind of just things that go together as like a set of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Give an example of tuple puns. Oh man. All right. So, I haven't seen any questions. So, let's talk about your homework. So, over the last 6 weeks, you've learned a lot of stuff. And now I think, well, REPL.IT has proven very, very useful, and I have a lot of thanks to give to the REPL.IT folk. It is time for us to graduate from REPL.IT, and it's time for us to move to running Python on our actual computers.
Oh, good.
I've already been doing that.
So your homework for this week is to get Python running on your machine. So if you have a Windows machine, and so two things. One, so here's the official Python website. It's www.python.org. So here's what it looks like. Yeah, I'll leave the page. So it looks like this. Woohoo! What you want to do is go to downloads. Make sure you download Python 2. Don't download Python 3 or things will not be happy for you. So you download Python 2.7.11. That is the version you want. And then you'll download this installer. Which it did. Let's see. I like to run it using PowerShell. Is kind of my thing. So like if I type in Python right now, it'll give me to that REPL. So I've seen this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a sub 2. Right.
You gotta scooch your. Window
whoops.
Yeah, we can't
Thank you.
see it.
There we go. Thank you.
Lots of text.
Yeah. Don't worry about like virtual env or pip or anything like that. You don't totally need it. Let's see. If you do have trouble, I did have a little bit of trouble getting this to work in PowerShell because my what's up in Corte? Because my my path wasn't set up right. So these instructions will probably help you. That big scary line that they ask you to paste in the environment : blah 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 is probably something you want to deal with. As a hint, right-clicking in here is paste, so that will help you. So that is your homework. If you have Windows, that's kind of like generally how you do it. Let's see. I will be right back. This is the moment of truth right now. Give me a second.
Oh, exciting.
Okay.
Tried this out like 2 minutes before you went live. So, probably work.
Is he switching to a Apple product?
Well, yep, he is indeed.
I am indeed. So if you have a Mac, if you're watching this on a Mac, whoops. All right, you think I can get this to work?
Oh, are you going to use
once.
Yeah.
Are you going to use your cat thingy?
Yeah. So if you are on a Mac, so there's my Mac. Basically, what you want to do is you want to run the terminal. It is really easy for you because Macs have Python pre-installed. So what you want to do is run the terminal. And let me make it bigger real quick. So all you have to do is just type in Python, and you're there. That's it. Super easy. And then, of course, you have, whoops, A doesn't exist, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then A equals, So if you have a Mac, you are already there. I can't believe that worked. Holy crap. Look at that.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Is there a terminal for Windows? Yeah, I'm using PowerShell. So Squaze, if you're just joining, this is actually the 6th class in my series, which I realized I should have put in the title. If you if you look at the YouTube link in my description, you can see a playlist of all of the my old episodes. But yeah, essentially I'm doing like introduction to programming for in Python, and it's designed for people who have never written a line of code in their lives. What was I going to say? Okay, so that is one thing that you need to do. Cygwin, I've had bad experiences with Cygwin. but then again, the last time I used it was like a decade ago, so maybe it's better now. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Also, if you're on Windows, I believe Python will install idle, which is another Python editor. Or so you know.
I don't know.
Oops. Okay, so that's not the only thing you will need, though. Oh, of course you can't see that because that's over here. Oh, and my Elgato is in front of it. Oh god, hold on, everything's breaking.
So many things.
There we go. All right. This is hard. I'm like on 2 computers now. This is very scary. Oh no. Oh, that's smart. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the other thing you will need to install before next class is a good text editor. So if you are on Windows,
You already got Notepad. You're great.
don't use Notepad. If you're on Windows, like I'm a personal fan of Sublime Text. It's not free though.
Well,
I
it
love.
kind of is.
I mean, it's free in the same way that WinRAR is free, but pay for software you use. Like I bought WinRAR. I bought Sublime. If you want a free program, Notepad++ is a great alternative. I've used Notepad++ a bunch. Yep, Stalin, so go ahead and download and install Notepad++ for next week. Yeah, Notepad++ is basically, like, if you want to spend money, Notepad++ is great. Or, sorry, if you want to not spend money, Notepad++ is great. I'm a big fan of Sublime. Like, if you've seen the stream before, you've definitely seen me use Sublime.
Yeah, I've been using it quite a bit. I like it. I like all the autofill stuff and
yeah. Don't use Vim or Emacs unless you know what you're doing, but don't use Emacs even if you do know what you're using. Use Vim. PyCharm, yeah, PyCharm's a little too heavy for what we want, Omar. Like obviously once you kind of get your legs beneath you and you kind of know what's going on, PyCharm is great. Yeah, so Atom is another one, kind of the new hotness is Atom. It's a text editor very similar to Sublime. It works on Mac and Linux. Works on Mac, Linux, and and Windows. On the Mac, see if I can get this back up. Oh god. See if I can type my password. There we go. On the Mac, again. It's safe. I can show my Mac again. Alright, awesome. Cool. So yeah, for Mac, like I said, Sublime is good. Text Wrangler is another, I believe, is a free one. I don't know. I haven't really had too much experience with Wrangler. I guess I should cut that shit out. So here's Text Wrangler is free and not a bad choice there. If anyone knows any other text editors, let me know, because that would be good. Yeah, use Vim. Fucking Emacs shit. Yeah, Text Wrangler is the free version of BB Edit. That's so funny. I can't believe I showed my credentials. Oh well. Whatever. I clicked it once and it stopped working. Alright, so let's hide that, because I think I'm done with that. Bam. Oh god, now I have too many windows open. There we go.
Too many cooks.
Alright, so that... What did I do? Oh, I put it in theater mode. God damn it. Whoops. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right. Adam is also on Mac too. Okay, cool. So I think that's it for me. Disconnect this. Go put this back. So does anyone have any questions or? Oh yeah, part 2 of the assignment. So I asked about the third largest, right? Get me the third largest.
The third largest known mammal.
Can you debug in pen and paper? Alright, good night, Squays. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, so the real homework is write third largest, but this time you are not allowed to sort the list. So, like, if your solution involved using sorted or sort or anything, you cannot use that.
Can they make their own sort?
No. You cannot sort the list. And that is your homework.
Can I sort the list and then unsort the list?
I don't even... Sure.
Can you like take the items in the list and put them into another list that's sorted?
Maybe?
I
No.
think that's sorting the list.
No, you
Well,
cannot... You can't copy the
It's not
items
sorting
anywhere.
that list. It's
You
sorting
can't-
a different list.
Yeah, you can't copy the items anywhere. You can't sort them anywhere.
What runtime do you want these people to get this to?
What?
How long should the runtime be?
It should be... Okay, for you, Wodar, it's gotta be linear.
But I want linear is hard.
I'm trying to remember what these keys were used for, the ones that I should... Oh, right, because I was experimenting with Elastic Beanstalk. God damn it. Let me make sure these credentials are bad.
I've actually done this before.
What?
I'm getting flashbacks to one of my classes. I think I did it in C++. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, these credentials are dead. Thank God. Alright, credentials are dead. We're happy. God damn it. Streaming is hard, man. Streaming is hard work. You never know what's gonna pop up when you flip shit on. Alright, so yeah, let me make a template for you. Sorry, hold on. So this one you can do online, but like I said, for next time, whoops, make sure you have Python installed on your computer. Alright, CJ chosen. So let's see. That returns the third largest number in a list. You are not allowed to sort the list. Don't feel bad if you can't, if you struggle with this one, because this is kind of tricky. So there's a link to the homework. Yeah.